Welcome to the Newport City Show. Expect cracking conversations from the key decision makers and the good folk of our city. Only one common theme, they're all trying to do the right thing and the best they can for us. Only one rule, it has to be about positive Newport.
Broadcasting in digital stereo, online, on your mobile phone and on your home devices.
Right here, right now.
Newport City Radio.
Joining me today is someone who, very exciting new business that's just started up here in Newport. We have Holly from Kids Kicks Cymru, or UK even.
Hello, how are you?
Oh good, we're UK wide in this, aren't we?
Yes, online UK wide, yes. But also trying to just connect with the local community as well.
Of course. For those who are listening that might not know who you are and what your business is, can you just introduce yourself for us, please?
Yeah, so my name's Holly. I've just started a small startup business, basically revamping and recycling children's football boots. So basically the business is all about making football boots and also rugby boots as well, as, you know, affordable and sustainable as possible to families, both locally and UK-wide online. So basically the premise is we have three ways in which we kind of distribute the boots. So the first way is obviously just by selling them, so they would be for the fraction of the retail price. The second way then would be a swap exchange. So if you had old boots lying around that are a bit damp, a bit dirty, they can be swapped in for a brand new, freshly hand-cleaned pair, because we hand-clean all our boots because you shouldn't be putting them in the washing machine. I don't care what TikTok tells you, you should not be doing that for a number of reasons that I won't go into right now. And then the third way is that we will donate them as well. So if you're part of a club, for example, that we've partnered with, you can sort of just like privately message us. You know, it's not, you know, this is our job, this is what we're here for. So don't feel any, you know, pressure or anything. And then we can just donate you a pair of boots. And in the same way, if any of our partners obviously come across any players that need boots, they can message us privately and then we can supply those for whoever needs them, really.
Because I feel like in this day and age, we had a couple of people in a couple of weeks ago from Fun Footy Club.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've seen them. They're a startup football business for kids.
Yeah.
Trying to make it as fun as possible rather than
definitely
what academies do.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think they kind of spoke about, you know, football is there's so much cost that goes into football nowadays.
100%, yeah,
it's the travelling, it's the, as you say, the boots, the socks, everything.
Yeah.
Is that kind of, you're trying to take an aspect of that kind of away in terms of the boots and the maintaining and things like that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and also like in this day and age as well, like everything's online. Like you see footballers all the time. Even if you don't follow football, you'll see them. You know, football is very fashion heavy now. Like you'll see them do collaborations with, for example, the designer brand Bape at the moment have done a collaboration with Adidas. So even if you don't necessarily play football, you'll probably be exposed to the fashion trends that are in football. So it's all about just making that as affordable as possible. So, you know, I've had a pair of F50s, for example, Adidas F50 Elites, which can literally range from like 60 to over £100. Okay. And I'll sell them for like £20. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just about, things being affordable, really. But also it's about being sustainable too. Like, my sister, for example, has given me my nephew's boots, and she's saying, like, oh, I was just going to throw these in the bin. Like, do not throw them in the bin. Like, please donate them to us. As long as, like, their studs are still intact, we can 100% save them. Like, it's, you know, making it sustainable, stopping things going from the landfill, stopping things just being thrown in the bin, like, because we're all about giving your boots a second half, really. And, you know, you might think, oh, what's that saying? Like, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
That's the whole premise, I suppose.
You might have a pair of football boots that, you know, you've played in extreme weather conditions with, and they're really muddy, and you just can't seem to get that mud off. You can donate them to you, and then you can pass them on to someone else.
Exactly. And also, I've noticed as well, like, some of the boots I get donated are quite older boots, but there's still, like, a market for them. Like, because you've got to think as well, people, like I was saying, football is very fashionable now. Like, there are a lot of fashion trends, so people will collect the boots too. So you might think, oh, like, these are an older, you know, if they're from, I mean, I'm saying this now like this was ages ago, but 2012, 2013, do you know what I mean?
Feels like an age ago.
Which, literally. So you can, I've had pairs of like F50 again. I know I keep talking about F50, but they are a very popular boot. One of our top, like, sellers, and ones that we also get donated as well. I guess they're just like a timeless classic. Donated to us, and, you know, you might think, oh, bought these like literally like 5 years ago, but somebody else might think, oh my God, I've been looking for these. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's more our online market. Like, that's more, you know, people online, collectors and stuff will buy them off us. That's kind of not really, like, that's a small amount of what we're kind of recycling. But yeah, it's just about really reusing and recycling in the boots, really.
Do you have personal experience in this? What kind of made you want to start something like this?
Well, it was a bit random, to be honest. Well, it wasn't random, but I was basically working in a job that I didn't feel very purposeful. I felt like I was just working very long hours, you know, 12-hour days, and I wasn't really getting much fulfillment from what I was doing. So I decided to just kind of leave that industry. And then I've always been interested in football. I do have a passion for football, especially like women's sport. Like the women's side of the game, I follow that more than the men's, but I do also follow the men's as well.
Who are your teams? just quickly.
I don't know if I should say, because this is Newport City Radio. I do.
Is it one of the teams up the road?
Possibly,
They're playing blue? Yeah,
possibly, yeah. But in the WSL, I do support Arsenal, so that's kind of more like, you know, not as controversial.
No.
But
well, you are sat across from a Tottenham Hotspur fan, so.
But I also like do really like follow the county as well.
Yeah,
like, I would say I'm a football enthusiast first, more than like an actual fan, which is probably quite controversial to also say, but it is kind of the truth. When I was younger, I was just obsessed with playing football, really. Like, I would play it like 5 times a week, and I just loved it. And also, like, I've got ADHD, so it's quite a good way to channel that as well. Like, I'm quite a hyper person, hyperactive. So just being able to obviously let that energy out through football, and also I just think any sport, it doesn't matter. Like you were saying about those guys who've got like starting that business up, which is great. Like, I think sport is just so important for anyone, any development. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. Like, I think it's just so important because it just teaches you so much. It teaches you communication on the field, teaches you how to work as part of a team, working towards a goal, teaches you about, like, working with different people from all different backgrounds. Like, when I was younger, I would play in like 3 different teams, because obviously back in the day, luckily this isn't so much the case now, but back in the day I could only play with the boys, and then there weren't any girls teams.
I can imagine, yeah.
So I had to play with the boys until I wasn't allowed to anymore. I think when you turn about 11, you can't play with boys anymore. So me and my dad then had to set up our own team, to then start again, building a girls team. So yeah, I just think like sport is so important, and just going back to like the question and where I'm at now, I do a mentorship with the FAW, the B mentorship scheme. So it basically encourages anyone out there who is contemplating working in sport it focuses more on football, but to be honest with you, I think it's just all about empowering women and girls to get into sport. There's people who do all sorts, so journalism, sport journalism. Obviously me, I started out because I was potentially looking at going into media, and then actually I realised sport media rather than TV and film what I was doing. And then I realised actually when I kind of, I don't know, it was just like a light bulb moment really, when I thought, oh, actually, more about doing a football business. I've just kind of like, they've helped me so much facilitate that. I've spoken to so many great people who want to see me succeed, and that's kind of what the whole scheme is about, is helping, you know, women and girls get into sport in whatever capacity they want. It could also just be, if you're interested in like coaching or anything, you can go into it as well. Yeah,
as we've said, that it's relatively new. Are there any other businesses doing what you're doing?
I think they're similar. There's a lot of, you can get boot rooms, for example, within clubs. But I think, you know, it's quite a pressure when kind of clubs do it themselves, because people are just volunteering to do that. So I'm kind of coming in to take that pressure off people. And also I'm working as like a third party. Like if you feel, you know, not that there does need to be any embarrassment or any stigma, but if you don't feel confident in asking anyone at your club for boots, you can just message us like on Instagram, Facebook or TikTok, and we're just Kids Kicks UK on all of those. So there are definitely schemes out there which are great, and I'm not trying to, you know, diminish anyone or come in and like thing, but I just think there's not really many, you know, like businesses who are solely kind of doing this and providing this type of thing, because like I said, like a lot of it is just volunteers, which is great. So yeah, and also like my job is to make sure that I get those boots in the best condition possible, and I'm providing the best, you know, the best conditions for affordable prices, basically.
Of course. I was going to say, did you get any advice before starting this?
Do you know what? I think, again, like I was talking about my ADHD, I think I just went for it. And I obviously I did, like, for example, I have some funding from the King's Trust now, and they've been great too. And also the Welsh Government kind of are trying to give me advice and things like that through Business Wales. But I just went for it. Like, I don't really like to half-ass things. Like, I'll just go for things and see how that kind of goes. So that's what, I just went for it. And obviously now I'm starting to realise that actually it's quite busy. I always thought it was going to be difficult because my dad is a small business owner as well. So he said he always humbles me like in my life.
Do you want to give his business a quick shout out? Do you want to give it a mention?
No, I don't actually.
No? Okay.
I'm joking. Yeah, his business is Vendrite, so he does vending machines. So he does actually have a lot of vending machines in Newport. He's got them all over South Wales though.
Okay.
Like, I think it goes from like Swansea to Chepstow to Mega to Newport to Cardiff. So he's doing well for himself. Like, he doesn't need the promo like I do. So so he does like to humble me and say like, Holly, this is not going to be easy. Like, you need to put the hard work in, which obviously is what I've learned. But I guess from being freelance anyway, I've always had to like get my own jobs and you know, being self-employed, like you have to create opportunities for yourself. So I'm kind of used to that anyway. And obviously I was working long hours anyway. So at least I'm working long hours now on my own terms and doing it for like having an actual cause of like, oh, I'm actually like giving people bargains or donating boots and stuff. So it feels more purposeful. It feels like a better use of my time, and I feel more connected with like the community rather than just going to an office and sitting in an office for 10 hours, you know.
How have you found it so far?
I've loved it. I think more recently now that I'm starting to really build foundations. So I've got a partnership with Newport City. Shout out to Newport City. They were the first ones to partner with me. I've also got now partnerships with Riska and Callion too. I think it's kind of getting more work really, and also now that I'm selling things online. Obviously online there's not really a massive market for this type of thing, so the sales are kind of really picking up, and it's the reality of being a small business owner obviously is a lot of hard work. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, 1 minute I'm doing graphic design, next minute I'm coming here speaking on here, the next minute I'm sending parcels. Like on my way home, I'll drop the parcels
Yeah.
off. The next minute
I can imagine.
I'm writing bios, I'm emailing people, I'm having meetings, I'm going to FAW, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm here, there, and everywhere. So it's a lot to. I'm starting to kind of, the reality of it is difficult, and I think sometimes, especially online, it can be romanticized to like be a business owner or a girl boss or whatever people want to call it. But ultimately, I would rather spend hours and hours and hours cleaning football boots, redistributing them, recycling them, and seeing kids donate them and seeing kids wearing them. That to me is more impactful than me sitting in an office for like 11 hours,
How do you clean the boots? What's the process? Talk us through that.
I can't tell you all my secrets. So basically, when I first started out, obviously I was honestly literally hand scrubbing them. Like I was like my fingers were like going red, and I thought, right, there's got to be a better way of doing this. You know what I mean? So what you do is, it depends on obviously the condition the boot is in. So for example, obviously most people complain about the smell of a football boot, right? So the smell is basically caused through damp. It's not actually necessarily anything to do with like the mud or anything. Obviously mud does smell, but like you can scrape the mud off. So if I, for example, had a pair of boots that smell and were muddy, what I would do is I would like wipe them off. I actually don't know what every single thing is that I use called, but like a toothbrush. Toothbrush is like number one foundation of getting anything off, right? So you get your toothbrush. Obviously don't use one that you
of course. You don't want to end up with some kind of illness.
Exactly, infection. So you scrub those off, and then if there is a terrible smell, first of all, you need to take the soles out, you need to take the laces out. Do that first. And then you give them a bit of a, like, try and obviously smack them together. A lot of people smack them together to get the mud off. Try and obviously do that outside, or put a towel out or something, so you're not just like letting mud all over your living room, for example. And then you take the soles out, take the laces out, give them a scrub, and then I basically just you can use, and honestly, you can use something as simple as fairy liquid. When you go on TikTok and you see people saying like, you need to buy this product, you don't need to buy those products. Like, you can literally use fairy liquid if you want. Like, it doesn't need to be expensive.
Other liquids are available, of course.
Other liquids are available. I'm not here to promote fairy liquid. I wish I was. They'd probably pay you great for that. And then you just give them a scrub. And what I use, which is a secret, which is a big secret here, which I'm just letting out, I know, is you can basically use a steamer, so a steam cleaner. So obviously a lot of steam cleaners, the one I got was only £20. You can change the heads of, so there'll be one that's like a bristle brush. If you use that, it literally is a game changer. It'll just wipe all of the mud off. And then to get rid of the smell, you just put some bicarb soda in the soles to basically dry out the insides. Leave that overnight, I would. And then I use like a deodorant, which to be fair, I did get off TikTok shop. A deodorant, obviously other shops are available.
Of course.
Which is specifically for football boots and like shoes, and I do spray that, and to be fair, it does work. But again, if you just sanitize them, like if you use any sort of like, I don't know, like Lenore, other brands are available, you know how it is, you can just spray that in there and let it set. It'll definitely like dry the smell out, but it's all about making them dry. Basically, it's what will get rid of that smell and eradicate it.
So far you've rehomed 65.
Yeah, I'm on
I believe
60. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I have sold 3 today, and I sold 1 pair yesterday, so I guess that's technically now 69 boots.
Yes.
Yeah. So as of
22 on the
14th of September, that's how many we're on. Yeah.
Does each one that you sell feel special to you? That you have rehomed these and you have gone through the process?
I think like what I'm obviously trying to do is connect more with the community.
Of course.
And I feel like when I see, like, for example, there's this one lady who lives somewhere by London. She messages me all the time like, oh, Holly, I really need like these pair of boots. Like my son keeps growing. Like she's already got like 4 pairs off me because he keeps growing so much. So like that's more what I'm after. Like I'm more after like the interaction. And obviously it's great. Like I know that I'm giving people a bargain. Like that's great because I love bargains. So I would want other people to feel like they were getting a bargain as well. But I think the community aspect will be great, and I think that's when I'll actually see the fulfillment. Like when the kids give me their boots, I love that. And like I give them like little stickers and I say like thank you so much. But when I can then give them back to the community, I think that's when that'll really like set home. It's still obviously great. Like obviously it shows that there is, you know, a market for it, and I'm glad that people do get bargains, and people will message me and say like, oh, these were so like they'll say things down to like these were really packed really well or really fast delivery and stuff, because I guess, you know, like sometimes you've got to wait like 5 days or 10 days or whatever to get them, whereas usually I tend to post them within like 24 48 hours depending on what I'm doing. So yeah, I would say every boot is special in their own way, and I obviously enjoy, like, because I'm getting donations, I'm never getting like the same. I do get the same pair sometimes, but I love getting like a new pair in, and I'm like, oh, what's this, you know, and like researching it. Like I'll do my research on the boots as well to know like, oh, these are more expensive or cheaper or whatever, or this is how I need to clean them, for example, because sometimes you might have like suede ones or leather ones or whatever else, and some of them can be harder to clean than others as well. So yeah, I would say it is like each is special, but I think the community aspect of it is what I love the most.
Speaking of kind of community, you've got partnerships, as you mentioned earlier, with Newport City, Risca and Clean. How did they come about?
Literally just like messaging them, like having chats with them, like ringing them, and just really building a connection with them, I suppose. I think like, I guess maybe from my freelance career, I've just always felt like, you know, like speaking to you guys, for example, I've always just enjoyed having chats with people. So yeah, I just gave them a message. Then I have like usually a phone call with them to explain a bit more, because obviously it's sometimes quite hard to explain what I'm actually doing on message. So I tend to do that as well then. And yeah, that's been it really. And then obviously as I've got my FAW mentorship now, the FAW are working with me to try and promote what I'm doing. Okay. So that's kind of developing now. So I think they'll also speak to clubs on my behalf, hopefully, and just try and build awareness of what I'm doing, really, to try and get that message out there a bit more, because obviously I obviously am only one person, so I just kind of went with the clubs that were closest to me, and then just took it from there, really.
Do you think that's the next step then for you, getting the FAW involved? Because I'd imagine their reach is pretty extensive.
Yeah, you would hope so. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think as well, like just people knowing, like everyday people knowing, like there's going to be kids who just want to try the sport and might not necessarily love it, but they go because their friends go, or they go because they are stuck in their room for hours on end, you know, so their parents want them to just go out. So it's just building, you know, a relationship with the community and saying like, guys, you don't have to spend like £80 on the latest boots. You can still get the latest boots. They've just been revamped, you know. So I think building that relationship with the people of Newport is what I'm trying to kind of aim on now, because it's obviously great that online people want them, but I think the purpose for me is to kind of serve the local community as well as online.
Of course. What is the exact partnership that you've got with these clubs? Do they just donate boots to you?
It can vary, to be honest. Okay. Like a lot of it is just donations, and then kind of like they will like, obviously we're all on social media, so I'll do posts. I'll tell them like if for example with Newport City, I've done 2 boot races with them so far, so I'll total up how many they donate to me. I'll do like a little graphic, I'll let them know. So it just varies really. Like hopefully as I build and I grow, one of my aims, I mean, I don't like to speak things out to existence and jinx it, but one of my aims would be to eventually sponsor a team would be great, especially
that'd be nice
to have my logo on a kit, like a child wearing it or an adult, but I think it makes sense for a child to wear it. Would be great to see, and yeah, just having that is a goal that I have in my head, which obviously I just need to work towards, and hopefully as the business expands as well, like I can kind of like put money into the game as well. But they're kind of one of my idols, or one of the people that I'm kind of like looking up to at the moment. But bearing in mind now, she is a multi-billionaire, so this is a very like this is like the end goal is someone called Michelle Kang, who at the moment is pumping money into the women's game to spread awareness on it, and she is the owner, for anyone who follows obviously women's football, is the owner of London City Lionesses, who've just been promoted. So this is the only team that exists in the WSL, maybe even really in the game that is just a women's team. They don't have a men's equivalent, so she's pumping money into there. She's brought in so many great players, so if I could replicate that on a very smaller scale, obviously I'm not a multi-billionaire at the moment.
You'll start up Newport County's women's team, or even Newport City. You'll take over from them.
Yeah.
You'll pump billions of pounds in, and you'll win the Champions League in like 10 years' time.
Yeah, literally 10 years. And that's basically how it's going to go now. Do you know what I mean? We're manifesting it now. You've heard it here first.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
But yeah, I think that would be great. Like once I obviously start making... hopefully if it grows, I can then start looking at sponsoring things. That would be amazing. And my logo, I feel, is quite friendly. If
well, you're wearing your logo
I'm wearing
today. You've got your merchandise on.
Yeah, I've got it on. So I feel like I would love to just see people wearing it, or like I'm trying to also get some funding to have some drawstring bags. So when you get like more elite pairs of football boots, they come with an accompanying bag. So I'm gonna try hopefully and get that sorted.
Talking of Newport City, you made your media debut with them, I believe.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
a little interview. How did you find that? Were you nervous?
Shout out to Ethan and Sam. Yeah, I was nervous, but I think obviously they told me it was going to happen, but it was quite natural. I guess I'm used to being behind the camera, so when I was actually in front of it, I was a bit like, I'm not really sure what how that's gonna go. But they were really great at like putting me at ease. Like they just said like it'll be absolutely fine. Like, and it's very natural. Like how we're speaking now. Like it didn't feel too daunting when I actually started talking. But obviously sometimes with my ADHD, I do go off on tangents. So sometimes like it is probably best for me to like try and prepare somehow. But then also at the same time, I just hope for the best and go for it is what I do in life anyway. So, I really enjoyed it. And like, they're such a great club, and they're doing really well as well.
They're doing really
well. So shout out to them. Hopefully they can get promoted. Maybe I can be seen as a good luck charm then as well.
Maybe.
If you partner with us, guaranteed promotion.
Of course. Do you fancy partnering with Newport County?
Yeah, I know. Oh, we won't speak about that right now.
We won't. You've done a couple of, was it not car boot sales? What were they called?
Boot raisers.
Yes.
Yeah, boot raisers. But you know what? It's that like the idea as well kind of developed because I was doing car boot sales, not selling football boots per se, but over the summer I just got really into car boot sales because again I love a bargain.
Who doesn't love a good car boot sale?
Yeah, I love a bargain. This is what I'm saying. Like, who doesn't love a bargain?
Exactly.
Like, do you know what I mean? You don't need to have. You can have any amount of money and still just love a bargain. So so the boot raiser is basically part of the partnership. So what we do is I go in, I have a little store which I'm hoping to develop obviously over time and make it a bit more fancy. And then kids can just come, and parents, guardians, whoever can just come and donate their boots basically. So I just set up my little stall, give out the stickers, have a little chat, give people tips on how to clean them as well. but obviously I've let you in on a little secret there. So yeah, it's just having chats with the community, spreading awareness about what I do, and yeah, I just have like little boot raisers.
Yeah, I remember seeing you posted one a couple of weeks ago with Depot City, saying you hope to look back in a year's time and see how far you've come. How far are you looking to develop, even over the next 12 months?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna go for it. Like, I just go for things. Like, I'll put 1,000% into anything I do. Like, I don't like to half-ass things. Like, I just like to go for things. So hopefully in the next 12 months, I mean, like I said, I don't want to jinx anything, but I would love to obviously build really strong partnerships with the people that I've already got partnerships with, give back to the community where I can, and also start to build a brand. So obviously, hopefully get those bags. That would be a really great step. Build on like even down to just like the packaging, being able to make them look as, you know, luxurious and is like you were buying from Adidas directly or Nike directly or whatever other brand we want to say directly. So I think that would be the goal, is just really focusing on perfecting and making it look as great as possible for people to enjoy, really, but for obviously a fraction of the price you would actually pay.
How important is it to have some of these teams on board just to even amplify your business and your message? Oh
yeah, it's massive. Like, I'm so appreciative of people just wanting to partner with me. Like, it means the world. Like, and people saying like, yeah, I'm happy for you to come down. Like, that means so much to me, and it really like would never go unnoticed. And like, I know I keep talking about Newport City, but they were the first ones to just be like, yeah, of course, like you can come down. Like, they were just so welcoming, and so have all the other teams been as well, like Kalia and Riska. They've been great, and like everyone that I've spoken to has been really great as well, to be honest with you. Like, Welsh Government, Business Wales more specifically, the King's Trust, like anyone that contributes in any way can be down to just like saying like, oh, have you thought about this? Like, down to obviously giving me, you know, the grants and funding to be able to continue, down to just, you know, liking my post on Instagram. Like, all of it is just huge for me right now. Obviously trying to get my business started and getting like myself established, like any small thing, like me speaking to you right now, like this is great. Do you know what I mean? So really, like the clubs being able to partner with me is just, it's amazing. And I guess when I started, I obviously, like, the partnerships will probably develop like as I get bigger, hopefully. And so, you know, I wasn't sure if people would buy into the idea and want to welcome me in, but the fact that these clubs have is just, it's amazing, really.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Lou.
If people want to find out more, if they have boots they want to donate, if they anything like that, where can they go? Yeah,
so on Facebook is Kids Kicks UK, so that's 3 separate words, so you can find us on there. Then if you go to Instagram, it's Kids Kicks UK, all one word. So you can find us on there. Instagram's probably where I'm the most active, but obviously I'm checking all social media.
Of course.
But you can there's more posts on there where you can see the collaborations more, because our partners tend to use Instagram more as well. And then we've also got TikTok. So TikTok is Kids Kicks UK as well. And there you can kind of see more behind the scenes, like the transformations of how we actually transform the boots and get them in the best condition possible. 'Cause I feel like when I'm on TikTok, I love seeing like transformation videos where you see them like, you know, Medi, oh, you're going to be able to save them. Oh, you are. Oh my God. So yeah, you can find us on there. And then obviously you can find us at our boot raisers, which will be on all of our social media. And yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in. Really enjoyed it.
Thanks, Luke.